KimGlatt, and 4 weeks from today, Hoboken voters are going back to the polls again. This fact underscores just how badly we need change here in our city. Unlike my opponents, my name has not perpetually been on the ballot, so I want to introduce myself. My name is KimGlatt, and I'm running to be Hoboken's next mayor. I've lived here my whole life. In fact, I'm proud to say that I'm fourth-generation Hobokenite. And my kids, Evan, who unfortunately isn't here today, is in college, and my daughter, Alexa, who is doing homework, make it 5 generations for my family here in the Mile Square City. And it's so heartwarming that I have friends who I grew up with who are now part of my children's lives. Some of them are here today. And they're not just friends, but they're also teachers, business people, and police officers. I am proud to call Hoboken my home. I grew up right here on 11th and Bluefield, but for about the first year of my life, I spent a great deal of time with my grandparents on 1st and Monroe Street, while my dad worked at Maxwell House, and my mom worked at Maxwell House, and my dad also put himself through dental school. When I was, I think, around 8, I'm not quite sure of the age, we moved to 7th and Washington Street, and my dad's office was on the 1st floor, and we lived on top. And for those of you who might have been patient with my dad, I apologize for running down the steps with my brothers and sisters and making a lot of noise and piano lessons and those kind of things when you were probably in the chair. He was drilling away on you. I attended Stevens Academy. I went to Joseph F. Brand Middle School here in Hoboken before graduating from St. Dominic Academy in Jersey City. After graduating from Douglas College at Rutgers, I went to New York Law School in Manhattan, where I met my husband, Jay Yacker, and then we returned home here to Hoboken, and I went to work. I worked at the Hoboken County Prosecutor's Office for about 3 years, and I was in the Grand Jury Division, then I moved on to the Juvenile Division, and after Evan was born, I decided to work with my husband in private practice here in Hoboken. We had a private practice here on Hudson Street until about 1995, when I became Hoboken's first female presiding municipal court judge. Woo! So for the past decade and a half, I've been proud to serve my neighbors in this capacity. I took my responsibilities very serious and always put fairness and integrity first. A judge has to be able to listen, to evaluate the facts, and have the trust of all the people in the court process, to act distinctively and in the best interest of the public good. I like to think that is what I always did. For my time in City Hall, I also had a front row seat to witness how government works here in Hoboken, for better or for worse. Recently, I stepped down as municipal court judge to step up and run for mayor. I believe you should only wear one hat when you're in government. I made this decision because I'm concerned about our city's future. I know many of you share the same concerns. And I'm not only talking about what happened this last summer. I don't know about you, but last year I was fed up when our city council failed again to pass the budget, even though they knew the repercussions. Their inaction directly caused our taxes to skyrocket, and that's simply unacceptable. I lay the responsibility squarely at the feet of those city council members who cared more about political infighting than about doing their job. If you've been part of the past, you're part of the problem, and you can't possibly be part of the solution. I'm sick and tired of turning in Channel 78 and seeing all the bickering and grandstanding from the council meetings. I'm tired of all the talk, and no real action. Enough is enough. It's time for Hoboken to turn the page. I've always believed that if you want change, you can't just sit idly by, or even worse, simply snipe from the sidelines. To bring about real change, you need to take decisive action. As your mayor, that's exactly what I will do. I'll apply the same leadership approach as when I was Hoboken's municipal court judge. I will look at the facts and make an informed decision. And I'll work hard to change the tone and manner with which government works in City Hall. It's time to bring integrity back to Hoboken City Hall. Hoboken to reject the failed leadership of all the past and bring about real change for once and for all. And you can't call yourself a reformer if you've been part of the problem for the last 2 years. And you can't be part of the solution if you've been part of the problem as well. The continued lack of accountability and transparency, the city council failure to pass the budget, state takeover, and skyrocketing taxes, which is part of those problems that our city now faces. Hoboken needs experienced, independent, new leadership in Hoboken to move forward toward better days. When elected, it's my goal to work cooperatively with every city council member. Put politics aside and bring about a plan to revive Hoboken, to lower our taxes, and to end the petty political infighting that has ground our government to a standstill. I would like to restore Hoboken's promise and to get our beloved city back on track. And as you can tell, this is not a poll-tested campaign that comes out of backroom deals with months, if not years, of plotting. This is not about pitting reformers versus those who were born and raised in this great town, because I believe it can be both. Instead, this will be a campaign about real people. This will be a positive campaign that brings fresh ideas to the forefront. It's about the taxpayers sick of waste, fraud, and abuse. It's about the small businesses here on Washington Street. And it's about big ideas to help all of our cities here in Hoboken. Families here in Hoboken. Enough is enough. It's time to turn the page and to get Hoboken back on track. But right now it's time to get to work, because this is going to be a sprint over the next 4 weeks. And I hope I can count on your enthusiasm and support to bring us over the finish line and to bring about the change Hoboken's families need in these trying times. I thank you for your patience today and support here. I look for your support in the next 4 weeks, and I hope to be Hoboken's next leader. Thank you.